Ever walked away from a conversation and realized they got exactly what they wanted and you didn't even notice? Yeah, you just got played. And here is the secret. It wasn't luck. It was game theory. They call it manipulation, but what if it's actually strategy in disguise? If your mind was never overreaching, but quietly shaping outcomes others can't even predict. Most people think influence is about overpowering the other person. But here's the truth. The moment someone realizes you're trying to control them, they resist. The harder you push, the harder they push back. That's why influence doesn't feel like influence at all. It feels natural. It feels effortless. Because the most powerful way to change someone's mind is to make them believe they've changed it themselves. And that's where game theory comes in. It's not about force. It's not about manipulation. It's about understanding the hidden rules of human behavior and using them to guide people exactly where you want them to go. By the time you finish watching this video, you'll have the tools to influence anyone without them ever realizing. Today, you'll learn how power players influence decisions, shape outcomes, and win negotiations without force or volume, just strategy. Game theory starts with prediction, not aggression. It's like poker. Pros don't play their hand, they play yours. They map out what you want and position themselves so that helping them feels like helping yourself. Ever felt trapped in an argument? Like you're losing ground? That's their frame controlling you. Break it. Think of it like chess. An amateur reacts to their opponent's moves, trying to counter every attack. But a master, they set traps 5 moves ahead. They control the pace. They decide which battles ever happen in the first place. If someone says, "You're wrong," don't argue back. Instead, shift the frame. That's interesting. What makes you say that? Control isn't won by confrontation. It's won by redirection. Now they're just justifying themselves, and suddenly you're leading the conversation. The key is this: people don't resist their own logic. If you try to force them into your perspective, they'll dig in. But if you subtly guide them into questioning their own, they'll move themselves. Silence makes people uncomfortable. It forces them to reveal more, to fill in the gaps. That's how you gather data before making your move. Influence isn't always words. In reality, true power often lies in saying nothing at all. Silence makes people uncomfortable. It creates tension. And when used strategically, it forces the other person to fill the void, often in ways that reveal their true thoughts, insecurities, or even concessions. Imagine you're in a negotiation. The other person gives their offer. Instead of immediately responding, you pause. You sit back. You wait. In their silence, they reveal everything. That silence, it's unbearable for them. Their mind starts racing. Did I offer too much? Too little? Do they know something I don't? That's when the deal moves without a single word. And then, before you even say a word, they adjust. They lower their price. They offer more. Because the uncertainty you created did all the work for you. Game theory calls this a power shift. The moment you stop reacting, you stop playing by their rules. And when they realize they're the only one talking, the only one scrambling for control, that's when they lose it. Silence isn't weakness. It's a weapon. And those who master it control the room. But even silence has limits. What if you could influence them without a single pause or word? This is mirroring, physically, verbally, psychologically. Ever meet someone and just click instantly? Odds are they were mirroring you the whole time, without you even realizing it. People trust what feels familiar, and nothing feels more familiar than themselves. This is why mirroring is one of the most powerful tools in influence. It makes people feel at ease, understood, and most importantly, aligned with you. Ever felt like someone just got you? Like you were totally in sync? They were probably mirroring you, subtly, powerfully. But this isn't about copying people like a parrot. Done incorrectly, it's obvious and can come off as mocking. Done right, it creates an invisible connection that makes persuasion effortless. Want people to feel like they've known you forever? Here's the 3-layer mirror technique. 1. Body language. If they sit up, you sit up. If they look so engrossed in the discussion, you wait a few moments, then do the same. It's subtle, but their subconscious picks it up, and suddenly you feel like you're on the same page. 2. Speech patterns. Match their rhythm, tone, and choice of words. If they speak fast and excitedly, pick up your pace. If they're calm and deliberate, slow down. Most people naturally resonate with those who speak their language. 3. Perspective mirroring. This is the most powerful of all. Instead of immediately countering their opinion, reflect it back. And when they open up, you gain the ability to guide their thoughts. When people see themselves in you, their defenses drop. Trust rises, influence flows. Great influencers frame the outcome before the other person even decides. People don't reject ideas. They reject the way those ideas are presented. If you argue with their frame, right versus wrong, good versus bad, you're already losing. But shift the frame and the entire conversation changes. The most persuasive people don't win arguments. They remove the argument entirely. They make people see things in a way that removes resistance before it even starts. And once the frame changes, so does their perspective. Reframing works because it bypasses resistance. Instead of trying to bulldoze their opinion, you direct their focus to a different perspective, one where their original stance isn't threatened, but instead expanded. Steve Jobs didn't just sell a phone. He sold a revolution in your pocket. Frame their choices so your win feels like their win. A question doesn't just spark a thought. It forces choice. Game theory calls it a forced move, a move so powerful they can't ignore it. If you want someone to act, don't tell them what to do. Ask a question that makes inaction impossible. Imagine asking, would you rather let your money sit or have it work while you sleep? They're already leaning your way because it sounds effortless and logical. Steve Jobs changed the future with a single question, one that made staying unbearing. Influence isn't force, it's leverage. Not convincing, but designing a game where their only move is yours. Master this and you shape outcomes others never see coming. Now you know how to move the game pieces. But what if you could win the room without saying a word? In the next video, you'll learn how true charisma bends attention without force. Quiet moves still run the game. Subscribe to Low Key Genius or keep getting outplayed without ever knowing why.